It's probably afternoon right now, 12 o'clock. It's been really hectic. I haven't been busy, but I feel like the world is really busy. I went to the park, like my original park, but there was a lot going on. I felt overstimulated. There was a preschool field trip. There was someone throwing balls in the baseball field. There was best buddies around there. It was a lot going on. Like, what are the people doing? I mean, that that's me, right? Like, what am I doing on a Wednesday afternoon, right? So I went to the new art park. I was like, wow, I kind of like these flowers. They're kind of cute. I don't like flowers. They smell like death to me, but I appreciate their beauty. So I was like, why not film behind flowers? And then right when I was about to pop out my tripod so I can start filming, a group of grade school kids with their teachers popped out of nowhere. I'm like, dude, it's really busy. Should I even film today? But I was like, why is that going to stop you from filming? I make my life seem like it's so hard, don't I? First world problems. It really is first world problems that I'm doing to myself. I am looking for the journal entry I want to share. I made these, I got a bunch of post-it notes and I ripped them up so I can put a marker on what journal entries I haven't shared yet. Okay, let's do this, baby. I rewatch my videos once they're public. I even like my video. That's a bit embarrassing to admit, but hey, if I don't like my own video, how can I expect others to? I noticed that my videos seem like sad videos. I'm judging myself. My journal entries talk about my depression, the problems I have being myself. That's another reason why I rewatch my videos. It helps me see if the way I present or speak on camera is the same way I am in real life. So far, I'm doing good in that department. I'm not always sad though. It's more of me acknowledging the trials I've experienced. I didn't really work on my emotions. Most of the time, I kept everything I was feeling bottled deep inside. Writing my experiences, writing down my feelings helped me process what I've been through and or what I'm currently going through. I've got to process somehow, and talking about it, even if I talk about the same thing, helps me live a more peaceful, happier life. I'm sure I have journals that I've written that have a lighter story. I got to share more of those. I have noticed that a lot of my videos seem very depressing. Like, man, who is this girl? Why does she always talk about the sad things in life? But without putting a label on what I talk about, I don't really consider them sad. It's more of a human experience that I'm living. Plus, I feel like, how would I word this? It feels a bit embarrassing to share happy moments because it's like, why are you gloating? Why are you talking about all the good in your life? It's kind of like the opposite of social media. So on social media, most of the time, all you see are happy people of, oh my God, I just got a new house. Oh my God, I have a new car. Oh my gosh, I'm getting married. But not a lot of people talk about the downs of marriage, the downs of having a new car. Like, if that thing breaks, then you're screwed, especially if the car is new. Can you imagine the work on it? So I talk about things that need work. I talk about things that need work. That's why it's kind of tough for me to talk with people, because when I talk with people, even if I've known them for a good amount of time, it's difficult for me to have a conversation with them when it's very shallow conversations like, how's the weather? The weather is gloomy, right? But I want to talk about things that you don't normally talk in public, things that are taboo to talk about. That like when you see a friend, right? And you ask them, "Oh my gosh, how have you been?" It's usually all happy things, or like, "I got a job, I got a new job, what's happy? I don't even know what's happy. I got an acai bowl from a new place and it's really good. I don't have to drive 40 minutes away anymore because they built a new acai shop next to my house." So I like deep conversations where my brain needs to move. My brain needs to think. That's probably why I was never good in the office. I didn't like office talk because it was very shallow. Then if you express how you really feel, then you're considered weak. But I don't think you're weak if you talk about how you feel. I feel like it's really brave and really strong that you talk about things deeper than the weather. I mean, weather talk is fine, but I like to connect with people. I like to understand your life. I may not fully understand it, but I can maybe relate to your life. Then when you say something that rings to me, I'm like, "Oh my God, you're going through the same thing." So it definitely makes me feel less alone. Something like poop. Something like poop, right? So if I'm with a friend and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I have to use the restroom really bad," I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, that's kind of gross." I'm gonna be like, "Do you need baby wipes? I have baby wipes. They're in my car." Or if you want to go home, if your butt is shy in public restrooms, I will drive us home and you can use the restroom, then we can head back out again. I like when people are vulnerable. I enjoy when people feel comfortable speaking how they are. And a lot of times when it's out in public, it's not so sad. It's almost like a facade. Like they're happy, but deep down they're not happy. They have things that they want to talk about, but then they feel ashamed to talk about it. But then why do you have to feel ashamed to talk about how you feel? But that's kind of like me. I'm kind of ashamed sometimes to talk about how I feel because it seems so depressing, right? But it's how I feel, and it's important to talk about how you feel. There are so many times when I would bottle up everything. I wouldn't even write it down in my journal, okay? I would keep it locked in because I'm not allowed to have emotion. That's how I was raised. It's a tough family I was raised in. If I would start crying, I would be asked, "Why are you crying? Stop crying." Instead of asking me, "Why are you crying?" So that I'm able to explain my emotions. But I'm not always sad, okay? There's a lot of times when I'm happy. That's what I want to share. I feel like my videos are so cry for me Argentina status, but it's really not cry for me Argentina status. So I usually give myself a reward system. When I decided I no longer wanted to clock in or clock out of any place, I knew that I needed to hold myself accountable. No one's gonna be like, "Sarah, get up, you have to film today. Sarah, you have to write a journal. Sarah, clock in, get your tripod ready, make sure you film, make sure you charge your phone." I don't have any of that ever since I started my YouTube journey. So I created myself a reward system. Because I'm filming today, even though I felt discouraged from the overstimulation at the park, I will be able to watch Bridgerton, the new series. No, girl. The new season. Yeah, I'll be able to watch Bridgerton, the new season, tomorrow when it comes out. I reward myself. That's the only way I'll be able to get anything done. Even when I get home, like when I get home from filming and I have to pee really bad, I'm not going to pee until I change into house clothes because there's so many germs outside. So that's my reward. I reward myself.